A rapid montage of iconic Michael Jackson moments, moonwalking, stadium cheers, flashes of paparazzi cameras, then cutting to a somber, still photo of Jackson. He was the king of pop, a global icon whose music and moves defined a generation. But behind the sequined glove and the dazzling smile, a different story was unfolding, one that would be told not on stage, but in courtrooms and on the front pages of newspapers around the world. Fast-paced archival news clips, reporters shouting questions, headlines flashing across the screen, wacko jacka, bizarre behavior, shocking allegations. As his fame grew, so did the scrutiny. Michael Jackson was no longer just a musician. He was a phenomenon, and every aspect of his life became public property. The media, which had once built him into a deity, now seemed intent on dissecting the man behind the myth. His eccentricities were magnified, his reclusive lifestyle at the Neverland Ranch painted as something sinister. Every accusation became a headline. Every headline became a verdict in the public mind. The narrative was set long before he ever stepped foot in a courtroom. The story was simple, sensational, and sold millions of papers. A fallen idol, a paradise lost, shift in music. Archival footage of Jackson arriving at court, surrounded by a media frenzy and crowds of both supporters and protesters. The allegations that emerged in 1993 and again a decade later were seismic. They struck at the very heart of the childlike benevolent figure. The world watched, captivated and horrified, as the machinery of the legal system ground into motion. The first case settled out of court, a decision that, in the eyes of many, was an admission of guilt, regardless of the legal complexities. But the 2005 trial was different. This was a full-blown criminal prosecution broadcast to the world. Slow-motion shots of the Santa Maria courthouse. Somber, reflective music begins to build. The courts examine the evidence. Prosecutors presented their case, painting a dark picture of manipulation and abuse. Witnesses for the prosecution and the defense took the stand, their testimonies picked apart by legal teams and a global audience. The defense countered, arguing this was not a case about evidence, but a shakedown, an exploitation of Jackson's fame and wealth by opportunistic accusers. Juries listened to weeks of testimony, sifted through a mountain of conflicting information, and were tasked with separating fact from innuendo. They delivered their decisions. Legally, on all counts, he was cleared. Pause. The music drops slightly, becoming more melancholic and sparse. But the court of public opinion never adjourned. Montage of post-verdict content. Talk show hosts debating his guilt. Newspaper headlines questioning the jury's decision. Clips from the documentary Leaving Neverland, interspersed with footage of fans passionately defending him. The not guilty verdict did little to silence the debate. For his accusers and their supporters, the legal outcome was a miscarriage of justice, a testament to the power of celebrity to evade accountability. For his devoted fans, it was vindication, proof that he had been the victim of a relentless, media-fueled witch hunt. The battle lines were drawn, and they have only hardened over time. The rise of social media and new, powerful documentaries have reignited the controversy, presenting harrowing accounts that have led many to reevaluate their entire perception of the artist. Slower, more cinematic shots, Jackson performing on stage, connecting with the audience, contrasted with images of his empty Neverland ranch and memorials after his death. This is the central conflict of Michael Jackson's legacy. How do we reconcile the artist who brought joy to millions with the man shadowed by such dark and persistent accusations? Can the art be separated from the artist? The legal system provided one answer, but society remains deeply and perhaps permanently divided. His music still plays, his influence is undeniable, but his name is now forever entwined with a question mark. The battle for his legacy is not fought over gold records or chart positions, but in the court of public memory, where the gavel never falls. And the verdict is always being rewritten.